Hi guys, how's it in the name of Christ? How you doing? It's your girl Cranky, Karabo, hot water bottle. It's cold, okay? It's like getting there. Or it's there already. It's winter. What's up? It is the 19th of April. It's the 19th of April 2024. It's actually the 18th of April 2024. But like I'm speaking in the wee hours of the next day because I told you guys that this hair is going to start sticking because of the fact that I like that I have no distractions. Like here in the morning, in the wee hours, nobody walking up and down outside doing a strange thing. Anyway, I don't want this video to be long because I spent quite a handsome amount of time editing my dance video, my exercise, because I was excited about a new discovery, because God just keeps helping me, and I'm very, very grateful to God for that, okay? Let me just get the necessary things out the way, first and foremost, okay? So kindly look out for my captions. Caveats, kindly look out for my captions. They're not always accurate. They sometimes use a small g for God. Not very reverential. One day, God willing, in the future I will edit them so we don't have that as a problem, okay? And then secondly, I very potentially am wearing application makeup, so if it's bouncing off and on my face, it's only because it's an app. Hallelujah. Okay. And then thirdly, I have this like segment that I add in just because I like it, where I pinch my cheeks to basically display that I'm human, and if you prick me, I'm probably gonna bleed. Like, yeah, I'm just like human, and people are treating me like trash, so please do a better thing. Don't treat me like trash. Please just don't treat me like trash. I just want to get it out the way because it's just so wee hours right now. There we go, I succeeded. It's so wee hours that I want to be done, okay? Y'all, you know, just when I think that I'm at the very end of myself, I realize that far from it, like frankly, just far, absolutely far from it. God is helping me along in so very many respects that it's obvious that I'm going to be okay. Alright, like that it's clear that I'm going to be okay. But I'm still getting exasperated by quite a lot of attack. I'm under a lot of abusive attack by demonic entities, and I will speak about that, but I don't want to hover on it at length. So I was lamenting deep down in my core and my spirit about my exercise and how it is that I can't work out during the day. I tried, like I can't. My schedule just does not allow for it, coupled with the fact that it's very hot during the day. It's scorching. Even when it's winter or autumn, it's just much too hot, and you know, I prefer to get certain amounts of work out before I exercise so I can feel a sense of achievement. And for me to start with exercise, I just feel as if though there's stuff that needs to be done that I haven't done, so I can't, like I proper can't. Plus I need to have had my food chilling in my stomach and feeding my body, giving me energy for a couple of hours before exercise, and given the time I wake up because of the time that I go to sleep, it just makes it impractical. So all I can do is work out at night for now. But the unfortunate thing about night is that the only people that make any sense at all to be working out in the evenings, if they're doing YouTube content for fitness, are those who have got studios or that have got certain kinds of lighting that can make it possible for them to have a very good quality video even at night. Okay, but for those of us who are poor, we have the best source of lighting in this world that has ever existed, and it's natural lighting. Natural lighting makes for really great videos. Everybody knows that. Well, if they don't, now they do. Okay, everybody knows that natural lighting works really well. And exercise, my workout videos would be improved in their quality quite significantly if I worked out during the day. And I've just been having this like terrible time with quality for my exercise videos. I'm not really too bothered. I don't have qualms with the quality of my ministry because I've improved it significantly. I've done a lot. I think my ministry is good quality despite using low quality devices to record and stuff like that, because I really go out of my way to try masking, backgrounds and all that jazz. Yeah, I've become quite the editing connoisseur, if that's even the right word. So I'm okay with my long form content, even though frankly I could have better cameras. I could, but I don't. So I've made it work, and I thought that maybe the Lord was going to just leave me out on a limb, even with like in terms of exercise, because you know that's the kind of stuff that in the future only when I get money, when I get like an ability to buy cameras and whatnot, then only. Or maybe when I have my own apartment and my life is not so terrible, then I'll work out during the day using natural lighting. Because right now I'm in a crunch. Like, yeah, my schedule just does not allow for certain things. Plus, I am targeting America. I did let you guys know that the audience I'm targeting is the US because they're my biggest audience. and South Africa has been persecuting me, so I have made a decision that I'm going to be uploading when they're awake, which is pretty much my wee hours of the morning and they're waking up type thing. So it works out with the schedule that I've had all along. Anyway, I've been a night owl this whole time. It's not like I planned it according to America's schedule, but now I'm actively uploading at a time when I am most alert and most awake, which is late at night and in the wee hours of the morning. Because South Africa, I've ditched you and abandoned you. It's that basic. Anyway, whatever. So, granted that's what it is that I'm experiencing right now, I am highly unlikely going to suddenly start doing things like all during the day and stuff. Like things like exercise. It's too early. 8 p.m. for me is like 8 a.m. for a lot of people. I work like that. That's just the way that my season has been of suffering. So yeah, I'm in a different time zone. I've been living in a different time zone for years. I've been living in some other country's time zone. I don't live in a South African time zone. There is something wrong with my SIM card. Anyway, whatever. I thought it was the iPhone that wasn't catching on to it, but it's my SIM card. Anyway, yeah, I've been living in a different time zone this entire time, and living in this different time zone because I guess that's what God would have me live in, due to the fact that alright, so I'm under a lot of severe demonic attack by my country. South Africa has been wreaking quite a lot of havoc in my life, okay? And I have done videos about that explaining. You're gonna have to check them out to gain context and understanding. Because of the level of persecution that South Africa is enduring South African Christians, the Lord saw it fit to necessarily keep me awake at night and in the wee hours of the morning, because I'm always praying in tongues if I'm not speaking here or eating or doing something else with my mouth, like brushing my teeth, right? I'm always praying in tongues under my breath all day. Like, that's just what I do, inaudibly though, right? Without people hearing me or whatever. So God wanted me to basically constantly keep fighting at times when wicked men and women are doing wicked things. Yeah, so for years I've just been up in the wee hours of the morning because that's just the way that God recalibrated my schedule, because I pray all night. Basically I pray all waking hours in tongues as I wash dishes, do whatever. And the Lord was like, you're gonna take that prayer and you're going to move it to the night time so that you can make war with the kingdom of darkness at the time when they are most active. So my schedule, because of the persecution that I've been under, has been moved little by little after losing my job to the night. I'm awake all night and I go to bed like at 4, 5, maybe even 6 a.m. in the morning and wake up at like 12, 11, 1 p.m. in the afternoon. That's just the way that it's been for years with me. And I don't have qualms with it. It's not like I'm not rested. I just sleep at different times. I'm like a security guard. You know how they do night shift and whatnot. So I do get my 8 hours in. However, you know, with that, then also comes the challenges with quality of work, given that I don't have tools, I don't have equipment, I don't have lights, I don't have all these like phenomenal things that videographers have who record in studios and what have you to make it look like it's broad daylight. I don't have any such thing. Even my ring light doesn't work anymore. But a ring light is not going to do anything for exercise. It might do something for the face if you're doing a talking head video. But if you're doing a body video, a physical video like exercise, a ring light ain't going to do jack for ya at all. At all. At night. Like, it's just, yeah. The best thing you can do for yourself if you're trying to start a fitness channel, and you are poor, you're struggling, you're just on the startup mode, is to work out during the day. Use natural lighting, but I can't for reasons I've just highlighted above, reasons I've just explained. But you see, the Lord knows such things. He goes before you guys. Jesus is just Lord, okay? Like, please just put that out there. He goes before. He knows your qualms, your frustrations. You know, sometimes we don't take things to God in prayer because we don't think he's focusing on them. We think they're trivial. We think the matters are minuscule, not worth the while for God to peruse, look at, do anything about. But God is the one that sees your frustrations that you don't even pray because you feel like, I'm not going to bother God with that. Not even necessarily that I'm not going to bother God with that, but you've got such faithlessness concerning the small things that you don't even take it to God in prayer because you don't think it's important to him, the way that it bugs you. It's like a mosquito in your room that keeps on buzzing and buzzing and buzzing, and you feel as if though you have to be the one to swat it, when the Lord sees that this thing is irritating you enough to cause you a great deal of distress, and then in and of himself like divinely intervenes to get rid of just a mosquito. You don't pray about it because you don't think it's big enough for God to focus on. And yet he deals with it. It's amazing. He deals with it. You know, like the Bible says that God is the God of the big things and of the small. And you know that God is the God of everything. When he caters to your trivial matters, like pleasantly surprising you, because you don't expect him to look at that, because you've got such big other things that you're doing. You've got such massive other things that you're paying mind to that you don't think God cares, or not so much cares. God cares about everything, but you don't think that he sees what you imagine to be a triviality as worthy of eradicating just for the sake of giving you even marginally an extra ounce of peace. Like, it's amazing how God works. He will cater to you when you don't expect him to do it, precisely because you undermine that he is focusing on that tiny thing. And for me, the quality of my exercise has been what I have just written off as too small or too much of a non-issue. It's not a non-issue. It is an issue. But like, God knows that I've been trying to grow my fitness channel. And that's my first prize for monetization, actually, because ministry is targeted, ministry is persecuted. That's just what people in these streets are doing to Christians in the world. So I don't want to monetize something that one day is going to get me demonetized. I don't want to get used to money, next thing it's gone. I want something neutral that is highly unlikely going to get demonetized. And things like cooking, basically neutral channels like travel, cooking, fitness, health, stuff like that never gets targeted for some kind of, you get my point, derogatory mistreatment of your person, discrimination. So I'm being wise in focusing on exercise right now, coupled with the fact that, have you seen my glow? I've been back to exercise for just 2 weeks, you guys, and look at my face. I mean, you're what? Like, I am glowing, I'm popping. It's the wee hours in the morning, yet I'm popping. But then again, for me, wee hours in the morning doesn't really mean anything, because the wee hours in the morning are as good as 2 p.m. for me. But like, I'm glowing. I'm glowing because I'm exercising, natural exfoliation through sweat. I'm just loving it. Natural chemical exfoliation through sweat. I'm just love it. I'm glowing. I'm popping. Look at my complexion. I'm radiant. That's the first thing. And then the second thing is I've actually lost weight, and I am surprised because I haven't changed my diet. I have not I actually increased sugar. I tried to reduce sugar. Yo, I'm struggling. I can't. I've been having heaps of sugar in my coffee pretty much since I was a kid, and for me it's like, it is broken. I should fix it, but I don't want to. I don't wanna. So I just found my coffee so lackluster for like 2 weeks, and I was like, I can't. Why? So I went from 6 to 7 spoons of sugar in my coffee that, like, yeah, I have it syrupy. Okay, let's just put that out there. Yeah, I went from that to like 2.5 to 3 teaspoons. And guys, some people even think 3 teaspoons is a lot. I just felt like I was drinking water. It was so boring. And I've got a hard life. I need that kick, that punch that coffee gives you. And the other day I was like, you know what? I can't. I can't. So after like putting 2.5 teaspoons to 3 teaspoons of sugar in my coffee, I came this side and I drank it, and I was like squinting and I was rolling my eyes, and I was just, I can't. And I got up again and I put an extra heap of coffee in my coffee mug, and I put the remaining sugars, because I like my coffee super strong and sweet and black as well. I guess just like the way that I used to like my men. I like my coffee very strong, black, no milk, because I've got lactose intolerance. And just, I don't like milk. I just don't. Okay. Yeah. And I also like it syrupy. Very, very sweet. Yeah. And I was out here trying to make like a whole fitness mogul. Actually. And forget about, and reduce also my coffee. So it's not super black. So it's not super strong. Just like 1 less teaspoon, 2 less I couldn't heaped extra. Like, I went back to basically the very syrupy, very strong, very hard knock, very punchy coffee that I'm used to drinking. And I felt like, this means I'm not gonna lose weight or something. I don't know. Like, I just went and I assumed that I'm gonna have a hard time losing weight because of this coffee of mine that is so syrupy. Because there are things that I just cannot abandon because I'm going through too much. I need my palate to be titivated. I need my taste buds to be humored, entertained. I look forward to eating because I don't look forward to anything else in this world. Food must be delicious, okay? And for me to restrict my diet when I'm going through so much, it's like I can't. I already eat largely healthily. Let me have my horrible side pieces of food that are not that great to eat for health reasons because I'm suffering. Like, just give me my sweets, give me what I want. So my coffee is super syrupy, and I have a thing about slathering mayonnaise on my food and acha. Acha, for those of you who don't know what that is, it's like some delicacy. It's not a condiment, it's like a snack. It's like olives, the tenement of olives. Yeah, made with mangoes. And it's like an Indian delicacy, yeah, that we just inherited here in Black Africa. We just love it. Acha and mayo, the combination, like both very fatty. It's not just mango, but it's like mango with like a whole bunch of oil, a whole bunch of other delicious things in there. Okay, fenugreek, like just a lot of beautiful stuff. Yeah, it's yeah, guys, like so I thought that maybe my life is just gonna suck because I can't dish the mayonnaise, and I also can't dish the acha, and I can't dish the coffee alongside the very strong, very many sugars. I just can't abandon them. I never imagined that I was going to start seeing weight loss. I thought it was going to take 10 years, but I'm only on like my 12th day of exercise today. And even minus my 12th day, on Monday already, I noticed that my pants were loose. Not loose, loose is a very strong term, but they were starting to fit better because all my stuff was starting to get nice, very snug because of me just sitting around doing nothing. I've lost weight in just 12 days without changing my diet. I have not changed my diet, and I went back to my syrupy coffee, and I still am slathering acha and mayonnaise on my food, and nothing has changed of my eating habits. All I'm doing is exercise. That's all I'm doing, and it's working swimmingly. It has given me this radiant complexion, my skin be popping and everything. Yeah, because the Lord God Almighty has gone before. Trivial things, He has seen that they're not that trivial to me. He saw that it was unreasonable to expect a person suffering so much that needs a punch after suffering from a whole bunch of sleeping spells and lethargy and attack and fatigue and demonic attack by witchcraft and all that jazz. She needs her syrupy coffee. I need my syrupy coffee. And I need my food to taste delicious. So I am not abandoning acha or mayonnaise. Oh, and I also have a thing about salt. Like, I put salt on chicken that's been salted. Like, that's just, I like my food extremely tasty. And tasty food is often not the best for your health and whatnot. But if I don't have very tasty food, what do I have, guys? What do I have? Because I'm suffering. I have nothing else in this world to look forward to except good food. I have literally nothing else to look forward to except good food. That's the one thing I got. That's the only thing I have. Like, unlimited supply of delicious food because my family eats well, so I eat well. I don't have anything else except food. So don't put me on a diet. Like, please, like, just don't do it. Like, let me eat what I want to eat. At least my mom is not like me, where back in the day when I used to have a whole bunch of money, I would buy cake like almost every second day. When it's finished, I would go to Woolies and get another one. That's the only thing that has been a deficit in my life. I have not been having as much cake as I would have been having if I hadn't lost my job. But otherwise, my diet is pretty much the same and it hasn't changed. And the only thing that has adjusted and kept me slender, making sure that I don't spread like butter on bread, is exercise. Working out works for me. And dance is just the way that I do it. There was this one chick when I was in high school, grade 8. She was in grade 10 though. When I started doing drummies, she was a medium-sized girl. Apparently she was bordering on being obese when she was in grade 8. And I was like, really? For true? For real? She was bordering on being obese? This chick was our friend and everything. And she was a team member in drummies, and apparently, allegedly, just because she joined drummies, that's what that is. I was a drum majorette in grade 8. Just because she joined drummies just by mere virtue of joining drummies, she just shed all that weight and she became like a medium-sized teenage girl. And she was apparently obese. I don't remember a time when she was obese because I was in grade 8, she was in grade 10. But like she was apparently allegedly obese at some point, near on obese. And she joined the drummies team and all that fat came off. Now the thing about drummies was that it was our coach. Drummies was you could not, it wasn't like netball where it is that you have practice once or twice a week and then you have matches, you know, somewhere along the way once a week, and you like nobody's monitoring you that whole entire time, whether or not you're jogging, whether or not you're actually getting yourself fit, whether or not you're gaining some kind of traction in your strength. In netball, like no one cares. You're either good or you're not. And sometimes you train, you don't, and even people who don't train at it were good. That's just how it was with netball. But there are certain sports where you can't prosper, you can't achieve anything unless you're always training apart from training. Like apart from the day of training, you are training. Like athletics. Like there are certain sports where you can't just be a blob on Tuesday and then an athlete on Wednesday. Like athletics, like running, like jogging, like sprinting, like swimming. You have got to constantly be doing it. And those are the kinds of sports that make a person fit. That make a person, even if you eat like a dog, you're still skinny type thing. And drummies was like that because drummies, we had practice every single day of the week, sometimes even in the evenings, because of the fact that if we did not practice like that, we had to study a choreography. It was very intricate, it was complex. We had to study a choreography that would last like 5 minutes to 15 minutes long. That was very elaborate. And this choreography, it's like steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you walk forward and you walk to the side, you walk to the front, and you not only have to do those steps with your body, but a lot of times with drummies you have a prop, like a flag, like a rifle, like a mace. Like, you get my point. So you not only have to learn your squat, your lunge, your 5 steps forward, but you also have to know exactly what you're doing with the flag and with the mace, and that requires so much training and so much discipline and so much practice and so much repetition. And you cannot therefore succeed to actively do drummies and compete with other schools if you are not every single day all up in perfecting the flag, with the walk, with the arm movements. Goodness, there was just so much involved in drummies. There was so much involved. So we had to be there every day, and our coach was so strict. She was so incredibly strict. That woman, if we went one step out of line, if we went too like proper, she would get frustrated closer to competition dates. She wanted a choreography that was very jam-packed early on, instead of adding onto it as the year progressed, so that we could win the first night of armor or whatever competition of the year in order to set the pace for what the other schools looked at us at. So there was a lot of pressure to win. Sir John Adamson, the school that I went to, the high school that I went to, was among the best in Johannesburg for drummies, so I went to the right school for that. we sucked at so many other sports, but drummies was one of our best. We were among like the top 3 in the whole of Johannesburg. And we actually won the first night because of what that woman did to us. She would punish us if she taught us a choreography. She would punish us if we missed it. Because the thing about the teaching of that choreography is that she would teach us while we're standing on the spot, marching. She would be like, march 5 steps forward and then turn right angle 4 steps, and we would do that on the spot, and then we would be put on the field and expected to now actually take 5 steps walking and then take 2 steps turning the other direction, and we can't bump into each other because it has to be like from people watching you from a podium up there at tops. We are creating some kind of choreographed, watchable thing that is organized, and we would hop over each other, bump into each other, and because of doing that, because of not getting it right, she would then make us jog 2 times around the field, 10 times around the field, 4 times around the field. That woman wore us out. She exasperated us. The mistakes we made were always met with 5 laps around the field. And we could not, and this is a rugby field now, we could not jog We had to be jogging. We couldn't walk the field, because if we walked, we were going to be made to jog again. So even if you jog like you're walking, you know, that kind of jog that it's useless, it looks like a walk, she would accept that. But just, you had to do that like 10 times and then try again and again and again and again while you're being yelled at by this woman that's basically just like pushing you to be the best thing that you can possibly be. So this chick in grade 10 that was our friend, that went from being low-key obese to middle-sized because of having joined drummies. I can see how in the world she lost all that weight, because she was training almost every single day, sometimes even on weekends, a lot of times in the evenings, 4 hours. Like, our practice was for 3 hours straight, right? And when we made mistakes, we were made to jog around the field 4 times, 5 times, 10 times, and we couldn't walk around the field, we had to jog. And that caused that girl's weight to just fly off her body. Her weight just flew off her body, because even though she was naturally big, she was naturally obese, naturally struggling to lose weight, just by mere virtue of being engaged in drum majorates, she was in an automatic caloric deficit. She was burning so many calories that it didn't matter what she ate. It didn't matter that her appetite was so large. It didn't matter that she was a big eater, because she was consuming more fat in her exercise at drum majorates than she was able to consume in physical food. Able to consume in physical food. Yeah, the story of Zelda, that was Hilda, sorry, her name was Hilda. The story of Hilda is exactly what's going on with me. And ever since basically making an observation of Hilda's miraculous weight loss transformation in high school, going from low-key obese to like, not skinny, she wasn't skinny, she was just middle-sized, like just a medium-sized girl. Hilda's story, right, her thing, has, for me, been something that I've made an observation of this entire time of starting exercise. I have worked out a lot because of sorrow, because of pain, because of persecution. And there was a time when I got so emaciated, so skinny, that I wanted to gain weight, but I couldn't, because of the fact that I was working out so much. And I was eating, however, as much as I wanted, but I was still so super skinny. And I wanted to put some fat on my body because I was dissatisfied with how skinny I was. And I realized that this here is like drummies, and I am like Hilda, where it is that having started out a certain size, despite the girth, the amount of food, the pile on your plate that you put on, you still lose weight because you are doing something for so many hours that you can't possibly gain weight, no matter how much you eat, no matter what your stomach has the capacity to consume. You can't gain weight because of the fact that you are just so physically fit. Well, I realized that I was a bit of a Hilda. I realized I was a bit of a Hilda, but unexpectedly, somewhere along the way in my journey of exercise, the exercise of which I did a whole bunch of it because I was suffering. But then I started to suffer so much that the opposite happened, where it is that I downed tools. I stopped working out. Now, unlike Hilda, I'm not naturally a big girl. I sort of kind of naturally have a fast metabolism in my favor. I've always been skinny. That's what I'm getting at. Well, I mean, there was a time when I was on Diane 35 and I blew up a little bit, but generally I have tended to be slender all throughout my life. So I was the kind of person that if at all I were to start working out with any level of seriousness, I would lose weight because of the fact that that was working out in my favor. But persecution put me in so much pain and sorrow somewhere along the way, because I used exercise to cope, and then exercise became impossible to do because there was just so much sorrow in my soul. I then started to gain weight, and it exceeded what it is that I was comfortable in me being the size of. I was eating because that's the only pleasure I have in my life. I've made mention of that, right? I was eating, and the weight that I gained, I started to feel pressurized to imagine that to lose it, I needed to be like everybody else in these streets that's losing weight, be on a caloric deficit. So reduce the amount of sugar, reduce the amount of this, that. And I also wanted at some point to reduce sugar because of my skin, because I was breaking out. Hey guys, the Lord has been so gracious. Like, he has seen that there are just certain things that I just cannot live without. And he has catered to me. Despite not cutting sugar, my skin got cleared as well. Alright, even though right now I'm still fading hyperpigmentation type establishment thing. Anyway, whatever, right? I thought that would be like a whole entire thing, but God is the one that got me working out like Hilda. He's the one that got me working out, even though I wasn't really planning on working out. Like, joining drummies for Hilda was about enjoying a sport at school. It was not about exercise. It was not about losing weight. It was just about an extracurricular activity that you can do. But the thing about drummies is that it's dance, it's choreography, it's fun, it's exciting, it's teamwork, it's not just any regular sports, okay? It's theatrical, it's dance. And if you love to dance, if you've got that bone in your body, you will not feel it. You will not feel it as exercise when you do it. It's very hard for obese people or overweight people to start working out because their body exasperates them. It exhausts them because it's so heavy. And for them to have to do that squat, to lift a dumbbell, to have to do the treadmill, it's so exasperating. But if you love something, if for you it's just, I'm dancing. Yeah. Sometimes you don't feel it as exercise. And I think the case with Hilda, with her, it was that I like drummies. It's fun. I like to play with the rifle. I like to play with the mace. I like to play with the flags. I like the music. Like drummies, it's like music, and the music changes, like, you know, yeah, and like, yeah, does he love me? I wanna know. How can I? Next thing is like, come on, baby, let's do the twist. It was so nice. I loved drummies so much. I've always had that bone. Unfortunately, it was discontinued in my school after grade 8 because the coach left and they didn't find another one and they just dissolved it. It was just so sad. Anyway, whatever. So that's what happened with drummies, right? Yeah, it was a form of dance. And if at all you find something that you really love to do, you are not going to just suddenly walk away from it. And a couple of years ago, I joined capoeira when I was still employed, when I was still okay. Like, a couple of years is like such an understatement. When I was like fresh out of not out of varsity, like early 20s, yeah, with these other this cousin of mine and her boyfriend, we joined capoeira, and it was the first sport that I ever did that after drummies that I felt like I could do this for life. But it was expensive and I didn't have a car, and the lessons happened in the evening, so I couldn't always be there, so I couldn't be consistent, but it was a full body workout and it did not feel like exercise. Why? Because capoeira is also like dance. It's like dance. If anything, breakdancing is derived from capoeira. Okay, I loved capoeira, but I wasn't able to continue with capoeira for the reasons I've just highlighted. When I was in corporate South Africa, I tried to go back to capoeira, but I just didn't have the time. I was studying and I was working. I really tried. Like, I wanted capoeira back. I wanted it, and I never got to master it. I never got to get good because I just never was able to. For convenience purposes, but it's that kind of exercise that always worked for me. So basically, if it's got music and if it's got motion, moving your own body weight with no equipment, I'm feeling it. Like, yeah, if it's artistic, if it's creative, if it's got, yeah, I'm feeling it. And so, of course, how it is that I ended up coming up with my own version of exercise when I found myself suffering was dance. I decided that I'm going to dance because I've always loved dance. I've always loved music. And lo and behold, I started out doing just 20 minutes a day, and it increased and increased and increased because I stopped feeling that I was working out. I stopped feeling that I was exercising. I stopped feeling it. Because the thing that gets me going with dance is just the next song. If music is still playing, I can still dance. I can still move. A lot of times I stop exercise because it's late. I don't stop because I'm tired or I can't push anymore. I stop because I live with people and I can't be taking a shower at 2 a.m. in the morning, because then they're going to lament. When I was living in Naturina, I used to dance for like good 3-4 hours every single day because I was by myself. All I needed to do was turn on some music and I could just go. It kept me busy. It kept me going. And I guess that's why I got so emaciated. It was like drummies. If you are not learning a choreography, you're being told by your coach to jog 5 times around the rugby field or 10 times around the rugby field. It was just a constant exercising, like a wheel on a hamster. That's what I became. And it created so much fitness in me that I was surprised as to what my body could do. I got surprised as to how well I could tone. I got surprised because I was not feeling like I was wearing myself out without equipment or anything. And so I started to even have ambitions that maybe I should go to the gym and start lifting weights to see what I can actually achieve. Because if I can achieve this without equipment, if I can achieve this without weights, then can you imagine how much fitter, just how much more chiseled, toned, refined my body would be if I like properly like did weights at the gym. Yeah, well, that still has not come my way, but I have prospered to do a lot with my own body. Like, proper dance is a form of calisthenics. Exercise, like dance, is a form of calisthenics. Calisthenics is using your own body weight to basically tone your body. Yeah, I love it. Capoeira is a form of calisthenics. Like, you gain so much strength using your own body. And that's what it is that I have achieved. Unfortunately, because of the environments in which I exercise, I can't really do a lot of floor exercises. So I focus a lot on my legs, and my arms tend to not get as much attention as I would love them to get. But if I had my own apartment, if I had a gym studio, or a room that has got like, a studio type feels, like wooden floors and whatnot, I would do so much floor work. I would do so much floor work with exercise, with dance, because of the fact that it's just such a full body workout. You get everything in without actually focusing on the fact that this is a plank, this is a fire hydrant. You don't feel it the way that you feel rote mundane exercise. And that's something that God gave me. He saw that I needed something in order to survive sorrow. Do you understand? And he gave me that which I've always had dwelling in my bones, but I was only able to build it because I had so much time on my hands. And now I realize that, like Hilda, insofar as I keep doing this thing, I will highly unlikely need to be restricted in terms of what it is I need to eat. Of course, maybe with age progressing, I might struggle, my metabolism might decline, stuff like that. I don't know, but for now, I have got something that works, and it does not require me to stop eating what I like eating. And that for me is it. Like, it works. Find what you love and you will be cool. So with dance, with exercise, the reason why I can push, like, so far I've been working now for like an hour and a half. Well, in total, yeah. When I collate my content, I tend to have done an hour and a half type establishment thing. It's not because I'm striving to push myself to do an hour and a half. It's because it's all I can. Like, I don't get so exasperated that I feel like I'm done. I don't look at the time and feel like I need to be finished. When is this 1 hour workout getting done? For me, if the next song and the next song that comes on and the next song is enough to keep me going. Like, after one set of exercise, you're so exasperated that you want to sit down for a minute. For me, that even that season of wanting to sit down after breathing heavily or doing something that hurts your muscles, just by mere virtue of a song coming on that gets my bones moving, I can literally press record again, having barely taken a break in the middle. And what that has done for me is build stamina. It has built endurance, in that I continue to push, I strive, even when I'm tired, even when I feel like like my muscles are sore. I then end up discovering just the following week, and then find myself discovering that, my goodness, I'm stronger. I'm able to do so much more. I don't come back up from a low squat with great difficulty like I did just last week. You notice these gains, and it makes you feel so good. And then what's amazing is that your clothes start to fit again if they were kind of tight, or they start to become loose if they were fitting. And that's what I have made an observation of. So essentially, I'm onto something, and yet here it is that I cannot monetize it. I have found something that can keep people going, keep people motivated, something that is fun, something that does not require me to feel like, oh goodness, what is the next set that I am doing? Something that I enjoy. It is musical, it's choreographic, it is artistic, and it's fun. And so it doesn't feel like exercise. And so because it doesn't feel like exercise, I can do so much of it. And as a result of doing so much of it, I can never excessively consume food to a point where I am not losing weight, to a point where I'm struggling to lose weight, because this thing that I do is like drummies. I have to learn some steps, and when I don't get the steps right, I'm forced to jog 10 times around the rugby field, such that when I get home and eat when I get home and eat 2 bunny chows, when I get home and eat a whole bunch of slub chips, McDonald's, and some ice cream, irrelevant. Because on Monday, I'm back to practicing again, drummies. On Tuesday, I'm back at practice again. And on Wednesday, practice might be so bad that the coach is going to make us take 15 laps around the rugby field. So either way, my ice cream from McDonald's is in one side, out the other. It's not staying. It's not sticking. I am on an automatic caloric deficit just by mere virtue of doing what I love. And I think that is a pretty handsome proposition for certain kinds of people on the earth. And yet I'm struggling to monetize this very idea, this very thing. Like, I feel like it's pioneering. Maybe there've been people that have figured it out. I don't know. But I have not. I've tried to do the whole cutting sugar thing. I've tried to do the whole cutting carbs thing to lose weight. But for me, I just find it taxing and onerous. All I do is dance. And because I enjoy it so much, I can do so much of it. And I stop whenever I'm working out. I always try to feel muscle pain. And when that pain gets to a certain point, I just stand up and sway left to right. I just move left to right. I don't continue to exasperate myself. I keep myself in a dancing mode, but a chill dancing mode. And then once I feel like, okay, I've regained my breath, I then go back into the hard knock, like squats that are very low again. And I do that on a loop for what turns out to be ultimately an hour and a half. I could do more if I had the time. And so therefore, I'm losing weight. And it's been only 2 weeks, well, 12 days, excluding weekends. And in that 2 week time, I've noticed, usually when you lose weight, you're the last person to see it. But I saw it. And I didn't really see it actually in the mirror or anything like that. I saw it in my clothes. It was in my clothes because in the mirror I see the same thing, right? Yeah, I saw it in my clothes. And so today I made a decision to do a video where I was basically comparing what I look like on day 1 and what I'm looking like today on day 12. And I realized that I'm losing weight, and the pain in my heart has been, God, I'm doing something that is actually a valuable value proposition that could actually make me money. I don't have anything. Why is my exercise not taking off? Why I do shorts and they don't get watched? I'm not growing subscribers on my fitness channel. I'm only growing in my ministry, and I'm concerned about growth in ministry only because ministry is not my entrepreneurial endeavor. It's the heart cry of God that I will share, but it's going to be persecuted and it's going to be demonetized. And I've never ever intended to monetize it anyway. I want to be able to make money in a way that's not going to get me discriminated against in the future. And fitness is the first line of sight for me, because other things that I want to do in the future I can't focus on yet because I'm unable to. I don't have startup capital. I wanted to do a pastry channel where I bake. I wanted to do fashion design. I wanted to do home decor, all these like random things, these ideas that are dwelling in my mind, consulting. I wanted so much, but I can't because certain things need a trampoline, a boost. And I feel as if my trampoline is fitness to get me into the place where I will be doing other things. But I'm not there. But anyway, I had told myself that, okay, with fitness, even though it's going nowhere, even though I'm busy uploading these laborious videos that are an hour and a half long of my everyday exercise during the week, of my 5 days a week workouts, and I do these shorts that go nowhere, even though I'm investing so much in the shorts, a little bit more than I would with my long form content. It can, like, the thing about my exercise is that even though it goes nowhere on YouTube, it is working out for me in my waking life. I've got clear, like, my skin is glowing. I can't say it's clearing because I've already cleared acne, but I'm popping. My skin is popping. Obviously, my hair is probably growing a lot better, but let's not look at my hair because it's old. Okay. My body feels better. I feel good. My sleep is improved significantly. Yeah, so that's an amazing thing. And then there is the muscle strength, the weight loss. There are basically physical benefits that I am enjoying from exercising, even though there are no benefits monetarily or prospectively monetarily. There are no benefits in terms of an ability to make a living out of my fitness, out of the benefits of it, out of the things that I'm gaining through this thing, the simplicity of the strategy that I have got. It hurts, but at the end of the day, I look good. I'm losing weight. and I'm sleeping well. And so so I told myself that, okay, Karabo, you're sleeping well, you're looking better, your skin is popping, you're losing weight. So even if nobody watches your videos on YouTube, hey, you've got benefits, you've got gains. I guess you just look forward to ministry. Look forward to ministry. Look forward to ministry. That's where it is that you're going to be monetized, even though one day they're going to pull the plug on the money you're earning. You certainly cannot move out of home on money that you're earning on a YouTube channel that is ministry, because you are going to be back home one of these days. And the Lord has seen my concern with that. He is the God of the small things and not the big. Like I said when I first started talking here, the Lord has seen my concern with the fact that ministry is likely going to first monetize, but I can never have peace with it, with the money that I'm earning from that space. Because first and foremost, I never intended to ever monetize ministry, but I'm broke, I'm poor, I have nothing. If YouTube sends me an email saying I'm eligible for monetization, understand I'm not going to turn it down just because it's ministry. I'm going to allow it to monetize, but I won't trust it enough to feel like I can start moving out of home and everything. To start feeling like I can, start like writing up contracts and like putting myself in a bunch. Because I'm trusting that I'm going to expect this kind of income coming on YouTube based on the number of views I get every single month. I'm not about to utilize a ministry to give it to a bank as evidence of a business that I am actually running that's got this kind of income coming in every month. I'm not about to take that risk with ministry. I'm not. Like, the world is too persecuting of the body of Christ, too demonetizing, too deplatforming of us, too scratching our faces when we haven't had it coming for me to rely on money coming through ministry. I can't. And God has seen that. He has seen that I have concern about the fact that my ministry is growing, but my fitness is stagnant. And I've been feeling like it's a demonic attack because of the fact that fitness is the one avenue that I am presently able to actually focus on that can actually give me a stable income enough for me to trust that, moving out of home, using the prosperity of a fitness channel, I'm not going to suddenly have to move out of my apartment. Yeah, God has seen that concern. He has seen the concern. And I've been sitting here strategizing, going back to the drawing board. Wondering, well, why is my not ministry, but my fitness not growing? Well, what am I doing wrong? And I've been feeling like it's my quality. The quality, like I might actually be prospering to pop my skin, for crying out loud. But the people in the fitness side don't even see the benefits of my particular struggle because of the fact that there's just so many other fitness influencers online and they don't care about some struggling Christian woman with like grainy videos. Like, nobody cares. I've got actual results. Proof is in the actual pudding and it's gawking at you plastering. I've even tried to add thumbnails. Like, nothing is working. Nothing is working. It's just dead quiet. It's so still and I'm concerned, but I've told myself that I guess the Lord intends to monetize me on ministry. And then only will I invest in like a good quality camera. I will only then invest in this and that and blah blah. I will get a better environment within which to work out as well. That I might be believable as a fitness influencer or whatever. Goodness gracious. I told myself that I basically need to be okay first before I can actually start making money off fitness. The Lord saw that I had basically low-key given up, thrown in the towel on growing fitness. However, because I'm benefiting from it in my personal life, so I'm not about to stop, I'm still carrying on. So He had mercy on me, even though I didn't pray about it. I just automatically assumed that He wasn't doing that for me, not now. I had 2 weeks ago a dream where I had 257 subscribers on my fitness channel. I presently have 68 and it's been on 68 for like I think 2-3 weeks, despite how many shorts I've uploaded. Okay, it's not moving. And when I saw me having like 270 something subscribers, I was like, how in the world do I even get 270? Why would anybody subscribe to me? Like, nobody cares. Like, everybody hates my fitness. Like, nobody thinks my fitness is worth looking at. When are 200 extra people gonna look at me and subscribe and say this, I'm following this cheeky? When is that gonna happen? When I still have these grainy, unsuccessful, lackluster videos that have a thumbnail, and despite them having a thumbnail, they still go nowhere. When God, okay, if you're gonna give me a strategy, then please let me know what it is, because at this point I'm blank. I don't know what's going on. It's a flat line, right? Yeah, that's what's good. That was 2 weeks ago that I got that vision or that dream of me having 250 something subscribers on my fitness channel. So God basically is showing me you're gonna grow. You're gonna finally grow, right? You're gonna get to a point where you can look forward now to getting to 1,000 subscribers and then to 4,000 watch hours. The Lord showed me that that's gonna happen, and I've just been like, okay, I guess I just need to keep uploading the same random content. And after like a year, I remember thinking like, after I upload a batch of shorts, I gain 1 subscriber sometimes. I was like, well, I mean, at this rate, if I upload a batch of shorts every single day, like 10 shorts of fitness every single day on my fitness channel, I will have 356 subscribers by the end of the year. So extra. So I'll be on 400 one more year, and we'll be on 800 in another year. So basically I'll be at 1,000 subscribers after 3 years, and we don't know about the watch hours. I was thoroughly saying it's okay, I'll take it, because I don't know what God is going to be doing. And that level of slowness, God has seen that. Karabo, how in the world do you think that I am doing that? Like, why do you think that I would let you just sit around on like 2 subscribers for 2 years? Like, when I told you that this is time, it's time, you're in your season of breakthrough. Like, yeah. So I was like, okay, so then what's gonna happen? Don't know. Until about 2 days ago, I was watching a video on YouTube, all right, of this one lady that was explaining how it is that she grew her YouTube channel. I don't know why was I what? No, I've been watching videos of people on YouTube talking about how they finally monetized and how much they earned on their first 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, because I anticipate that that's going to start happening with me in ministry, right? So I've been watching these people, and as a result of watching them, I then got recommended this one video of this one woman whose title was something along the lines of extra little things that you can do to monetize your YouTube channel. So I clicked on it, even though I have listened to millions of videos on YouTube historically on how to grow your channel and whatnot. I went through 2 years of dryness, and I stopped taking the advice because it was too taxing. I was not about to do a thumbnail. I was not about, proper, like all that effort for a frozen channel for what? Well, I'm at breakthrough now, so I was like, okay, let me just watch one of these videos again, because now it's worth the time for me to take the advice. I listened to this Brit chick. She's from London, okay, and she's busy talking, and then she starts to speak about video camera quality. Basically how to start your YouTube channel, and don't fret, don't front, don't focus too much on having like the biggest and baddest recording devices. Like, it's really not that deep. It does not have to be that deep. And then she gave one tip that has literally transformed my fitness. You would be lying if you go to my dance videos and say that you have not noticed a significant improvement in quality. This chick changed my life. You know what? The Lord goes before you guys. Like, y'all don't understand. The Lord saw what it is that was standing in between me and growing my fitness, that hindrance. There are certain things that you can get away with being grainy or having low quality because it's a talking head and what you're saying is important. And so people will linger onto you. But when it's stuff like fitness, people, they really, man, this world is fickle. People on this planet are quite fickle. They lack they lack loyalty, and they expect everybody to be a superhero before they can even crawl, for crying out loud. So if you're really trying to enter the fitness space, yo girl, you and your grainy videos, at least get a decent camera. And for me, I've been wondering why I got given this phone by my mom. It was a hand-me-down, but it wasn't that old. For crying out loud, why are my videos such low quality despite me having a relatively recent Android phone? Or relatively, well, my iPhone also was, it was an iPhone 6, okay, so it's not that recent, but still, like, it's not like I'm using some phone from like 1997, for crying out loud. Like, why is I've been wondering, why is the quality of my recordings so low despite me using a phone? Everybody on YouTube ought to be talking about how they're using phones to record their videos. Why are my videos so low qual? Especially the exercise ones. I thought that maybe it was because I was recording at night. There was a time when I was recording during the day and the video quality was still kind of lackluster, and I was like, but are you going to tell me that this particular Android phone did not invest in a camera? In this day and age of people doing selfies, how in the world did they not invest in an HD camera, a 4K camera? Because it's quite a recent phone, right? And I just could not understand why my quality was so lackluster. And this chick bullseyed that question. She was like, guys, a chick from London, yeah, guys, you know, like, when you record your videos, especially when you've got, like, when you're using a cell phone device and you don't have your own cell phone and you don't have a camera, you don't have to get a camera or anything like that. It doesn't have to be that deep, really. It's your first video, it's your first attempt at a YouTube channel. No need for you to go and purchase a ring light and all different kinds of things. Just use what you have. Generally, a lot of people tend to have a relatively decent camera on their cell phones, so just use that, but be careful every single time you're recording a video. If you want better quality, first and foremost, try and use daylight hours. That really is going to work out for you. But even if you're recording at night, always use this camera. Always use the camera at the back, because it has far better quality than the one here in the front. When you use the front camera, it will be a little bit grainy, but the one here at the back tends to have better quality. I was like, what? First time anybody ever gave me that advice. Like, I've listened to so many people on YouTube counseling how to start a YouTube channel, and a lot of them say don't fret in front about a camera when you're starting out. Really, you will focus on that. Use when you're monetized, then use some of that revenue to invest in a camera. But frankly, in the beginning, you can just use your cell phone camera. But nobody actually went out of their way to counsel me to record using the back camera, this one, instead of the front. And I was just like, I'm gonna test it. Like, I'm gonna test. I didn't test it immediately. I listened to this chick like 4 days ago, right? I listened to her about 4 days ago, and I didn't test it first. The reason why I didn't test her theory was because I have to see what I'm doing, for crying out loud. I want to see myself. I want to see that I'm in the frame of the camera. I want to see if my camera decides to suddenly switch off for whatever reason. Like, I don't know, overheating, space consumption. Not that I have any of those issues anymore. Yeah, I want to be able to see myself when I'm recording. So initially I didn't take her advice, because I mean, who records without knowing what's going on the other side? Like, who does that? But then my videos were going nowhere, my shorts were going nowhere, like everything was just so stagnant, and I was just like, what is going on? Everything was so grainy, and I had to keep on making excuses in my video as to my quality is low, everybody starts somewhere, blah blah. You know how with my dance videos, my exercise videos, I even have a small little caption in the beginning, just saying that, guys, everybody starts somewhere, please just like hang 10 with me with the exercise. It actually does work. You're gonna lose weight. But even though the video is grainy, I'm actually explaining to people that please stay with me, like stay, don't click off because the quality sucks. Yeah, type establishment thing. Yeah, anyway, whatever. I tried after a couple of days of just basically being stubborn to take that advice. I made a decision that, okay, let me test it, like, let me see what happens, you know, let me record my dance videos with the back camera. Let me test it, guys. Like, literally an immediate noticeable improvement. I recorded for like maybe a minute and just kind of like moved around a little bit, and then I went to check my camera. I was like, what? Like, the difference was huge, gargantuan. It was mammoth. Do you understand? I was like, yo, Karabo, whether or not you can see your face, girl, at this point, it's about trusting that the camera's still recording. Like, just trust. Like, trust that the camera's still recording. If the camera drops the recording, you'll just record again. But, like, this is worth it. Even if you can't see yourself, this is worth it. And I've got this thing, like, if I can't see my face when I'm recording, I tend to not even look at the camera. So that's very unprofessional. When you're out, you're looking in the sky and what have you, as you're moving, as you're dancing, it's literally giving unprofessional. And that's something I'm gonna have to train myself to get, you know, initiated into doing 100% of the time. Look at the camera, even though the camera appears to not be looking at you, because you can't see yourself, you know, with the front camera type establishment thing. But despite not even looking at the camera, I am so incredibly impressed at the quality. I am like, you notice so many improvements on me when that back camera, it shows you everything. It shows you an improvement in your body, the tone, the definition that you're gaining. You notice the skin that is glowing. You notice like everything just pops through. It's basically convincing some people that this year is working. Look at me on day 1 and look at me on day 12. I was blown out of my mind with shock as to the prosperity of the back camera to give me everything I wanted to show through exercise. And on top of that, despite me recording at night, I am getting that quality because I've always had these bright night lights. I actually bought them. One time I got this like donation from this one dude, and when after getting money, I made a decision that I'm going to invest in lighting for my workout videos at night, so that when I shine light on myself, it does not give grain. You know, like when you record a video at night, it's all grainy unless you've got this like bright white light all up in your grill. I invested in like a garden light at Builder's Warehouse that is similar to the kind that they use in filming studios. I invested in that, 2 of them. I invested in that. In fact, this light there at the back that you're looking at is among them. I invested in those lights, and yet despite those lights that I blast on my face when I'm exercising, it still looks so nasty. Well, my lights came in handy. My lights gave me daytime type quality hours, but it was night. So therefore, all those videos where people are like, nice evening exercise, and they're working out at night and it still looks super high qual, I got that. Of course, I'm never going to get super high qual because I would need great outfit for that. Probably makeup. I would also need great background for that. I don't have great makeup quality, all that jazz, but what I do definitely have is at least high definition in a way that you can see that this is an HD camera, at least. And on top of that, this chick has invested in lighting. So I'm probably going to end up moving to the garden to improve the background. Instead of you guys looking at the washing line at the back there, right? I might move to the garden if I'm going to be recording at night. And the music I will play it either from the house or from like a second phone, which I intend to invest in, just a small little cheap phone that can catch on Wi-Fi type establishment thing. Yeah, and just have the music, even if it's very low, and work out at the back and move my lights that side. If I can get that, then that means that I can still exercise at night, because that's the only time I can, because of the schedule that God has given me, but still look like I'm just doing an evening workout routine that still looks good. You are still able to watch it even though it's not during the day, and I don't have to get exasperated by the heat of the day when I'm working out therein, so I can maintain it at night. So God basically catered to a small little trivial matter. It was trivial too. It wasn't trivial, it was big, but I imagined it too much of a triviality to be out here bantering God on his head about it. And this is something I'm lacking. Why aren't you catering to it? Why aren't you, what's wrong with you? Like proper, that level of disrespect, sending it to the God on high. I decided that I'm just going to sit in a corner and wait and see what's going to happen. You know, the Lord will in due season give me everything I need. Right now it's not. This thing is not coming through, and then I get that advice from YouTube. I don't take it, I take it lightly. I imagine it's nothing much without realizing it was the providence of God. I then grab my phone and I decide to use the back camera, and the quality instantly improves. I am shocked. And so because of how significantly the quality of my phone has improved, making me look like I'm recording a video HD now, right? And it's like high qual, I am going to invest, obviously, what is this? Yeah, in perhaps, you know, working out in a more seemly background, like the garden, like that'll never ever fail. Like proper, everybody loves some trees, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna work out at night. Of course, I always work out at night, but like gone are the no more are you gonna be gazing upon the washing line and all that laundry and all that tacky stuff in the background. Now I'm going to actually go in the garden, and the garden is but before I move to the garden, I need to get a second phone, because I need music. I need to be able to, you know, and my iPhone, if it does not stay in a charger, it dies. So I want to buy some cheap phone from Macro. I got a donation that I haven't been able to access from PayPal from this one lovely chick. So I'm going to use that money to buy some cheap phone that can, however, catch onto Wi-Fi and play a YouTube video on it where I can listen to some music. And I will put that phone down and record with the other phone, take my lights that side, work out for however long I want to in the garden, and then move this side. Then in that way I don't have to have this like door swung open, me concerned that the neighbors are looking at me or whatever. There's privacy, and there's just like this beautiful garden in the background. And so that's how I believe my channel is going to grow. My content is going to gain, what do you call this thing? Quality. And so I'm going to finally get viewers who are not going to just swipe past my stuff on some this whatever, man, what's this chick, she's forcing things, like she's just forcing things. Now they might actually take me seriously. So I believe the Lord increased my quality, the quality of my videos, in order to fulfill the very prophecy he gave me that one day, very soon, not in 2 years, I will have 257 subscribers on my fitness channel. Whereas today I am sitting at 68, and I've been sitting on 68 despite the copious amounts of shorts I've been uploading for weeks. Sitting on 68 subscribers, and I'm gonna grow because my content is going to be good enough quality for me to grow. And with time, I might even, you know, with shorts, I invest in things like motion tracking, but that is the kind of stuff that requires money. Right now, everything I'm doing it without any money, but the Lord has enabled me, guys, to get everything free. Like I've started doing, what is this? Thumbnails, right? And I use Canva. Canva's free. I've known about Canva for a while, right? There is a pro version, but I can't afford it. But on the pro version of Canva, you cannot remove the background. And yes, somehow I've managed to remove the background from the photographs that I take in order to put them in my, what do you call this thing? In order to put them in my thumbnail. I discovered the other day when I was doing edits on CapCut, when I wanted to edit a photo inside the CapCut application, it redirected me to an application called HiPic on the Google Play Store. I downloaded that app by faith, and lo and behold, they have a background removal feature that is free. And when you remove the background on HiPic on a photo, when you upload that photo on Canva, the background is still removed. So Canva does not recognize it with those squares around your head. You know, like when a background remove image is downloaded off the internet, sometimes even if you put it inside an application, it still has those squares behind it. Like literally the background is gone as well. Like a HiPic background remove, when you move it over to another application, it still registers as the background remove. So that's how I'm able to basically rig the system, dodge the system, escape the system of Canva, where it is that in order for you to remove a background on an image, you have got to be on Pro. HiPic is free. Canva is free for certain features. It has a library, a massive library of free templates, free thumbnails that you can just put in your own photos into, and so look like a professional graphic designer that did it. And for me, it's like God has given me everything I need without a single cent in my bank account, without anything at all. I have got an ability to produce high quality thumbnails, and now it appears I also have an ability to produce a high quality workout video, and we will see with time. So when I say the Lord has gone before, He has gone before, guys. He has gone before. He has gone before. The Lord has had my back. Do you understand? And my fitness has made me lose weight. It's brought forward my skin to pop, but I would have gained all these benefits without being able to monetize them, without being able to earn some kind of a salary, for crying out loud. But it looks like I'm about to head in that positive direction. I don't know if me using thumbnails is working on my long form content on my ministry. I don't even want to check because I don't look at my stats. It hurts too much to look, but I'm hopeful that it's working. I'm hopeful that one day I'm going to go inside my watch hours and be pleasantly surprised that I have boxed 1,000 watch hours in a month. Do you understand? Because of thumbnails. Yeah, and so I'm one step closer to where I wanted to get. I had a goal to be monetized by my birthday, which is in August. Perhaps maybe with the usage of thumbnails and with like everything that God seems to be awarding me nice and free, that I'll be able to achieve that. And so therefore finally get to where I need to get. But for me, first price is monetization of fitness. And if I can monetize fitness, I really don't need to worry about anything else. I do not need to worry about anything else. I don't need to worry about a future being blocked, being thwarted. I don't need to worry about being demonetized, deplatformed, unless YouTube as a company altogether just goes under. That is the one thing that could potentially really just kind of risk me. But other than that, really, truly, I'm cool. Like, I'm set. But I need to first test this hypothesis and see. But what I'm trying to explain to you guys is that it's absolutely worthless to hold on to dark entities, to the kingdom of darkness, to witchcraft, to all this other weird stuff that people are into, when there is so much evidence in those who trust in God, who have put their faith in Jesus Christ, that He is Lord and that He caters to needs in ways that are unexpected, and even to trivial matters that Christians don't even pray about, but God caters to them anyway. Why would you like the Bible says, who neglects so great a salvation? Who abandons such a wonderful free gift? So much aiding, so much enablement, so much care, so much being catered to a point where God would even regard the fact that you are suffering too much to cut down sugar, so you don't have to. And then He gives you a passion that puts you on a caloric deficit that doesn't even feel like an exorbitant amount of work. Yo, what is the point of the world when you have to bend over backwards, jumping through hoops in order to impress people just for them to award you one small favor, whereas God just goes before and you don't even have to have asked for it, for Him to cater to you? Let's see how this works. And when it does work, not if, but when it does work, I will then refer back to this particular video and I will talk about, see, I told you, the Lord went before. Here it is that I've grown 100 subscribers in 2 weeks on a fitness channel that was going absolutely nowhere, only because my quality improved and the use of my thumbnails was worth it. Because what's the point of investing in a thumbnail And then when people click on the video, they're like, oh, what is this? And then they click out. Like, you are just having this fantastic, phenomenal thumbnail. And it makes people click on your video, only for them to click away because inside there's just nothing but a grainy, dastardly video. Yeah, well, the Lord has awarded me the ability to be able to have a congruency of thumbnail with the actual content inside the video. I have a congruency with my long form content, with my ministry, where it is that my thumbnail, I believe, represents the quality of what's going on inside the video. So people would unlikely, if at all they clicked on the thumbnail, probably click out because of the fact that, oh, what is this going on? Like, this chick, how are you going to lure me in with such a wonderful thumbnail and I see this like random weird thing inside? My ministry, I think, is congruent, but my fitness isn't. My fitness is incongruent. If I create wonderful thumbnails for my fitness, but then on the inside it's just nasty, people are going to be like, oh, what is going on here? Like, whoa, like, I can't even believe I clicked on it. Like, I have a headache. I gotta get out. I gotta sleep. Like, whoa, this chick, like, she lured me. Somebody make it stop. Yeah, but the Lord has awarded me a congruent, or at least a potential for congruency. And I believe the congruency, I'm going to gain it largely when I move to the garden. So today's videos really excited me because of the fact that I made a decision to record myself in advance, like a photo. I took photos of my fitness before because I'm trying to obviously create a thumbnail for the dance, right? For the fitness, I'm excited because I was recording also a much higher quality video for fitness. And I'm excited to see what the response is going to be on my fitness channel, which I'm not as scared to look at my stats and my fitness as I am with ministry, because ministry is usually just a very below the belt, tactless mistreatment of your person because you love Jesus. But with fitness, it's really just about quality. So I don't mind looking at the fact that nobody's looking at me on fitness. It doesn't hurt that badly. Yeah, I'm excited therefore to see the difference with my fitness as to what the thumbnail and then the inside of the video as well, looking really good, is going to achieve for me in terms of getting viewed or getting proliferated, watched from like beginning to end. I'm excited to see that because today I actually took a photo and I'm going to remove its background using Hypic, and I'm going to like put it in Canva on some template, and I'm going to lobber it on the face, and I'm going to like wait and see what happens. And I will of course come back and tell you the story. Not only that, you will see it yourselves because I upload my fitness both on my ministry side, because it is for fitness for Christians, indeed modesty, and I also put it on my fitness channel. We shall see. We shall see. We shall see with time. But like, God is God, and if you don't trust him, you, like, proper guys, it is your loss. It's your loss. I can't say it, it's your loss. You kind of have to be there to understand, y'all. You have to be Christian to get it, but at the same time, even the lost can see that there is something incredibly fantastic about the glory of God in the life of Christians. Like, it's why they heap so much abuse on us. They're jealous like Cain. Stop being jealous. If you do what is right, will you not be accepted? Don't be jealous. Be a Christian, that you might enjoy the benefits of being in Christ. Having favors done for you without anybody expecting anything from you in return. No tit for tat, no quid pro quo, no quid pro quo. Just, I love you and I'm going to give this to you. That's God. We love him because he loved us first. Like, for once in your life, do you not want to be loved without there being a condition for it? God is that love, guys. Just run to him proper, because this world and its quid pro quo mentality is going to get you doing some shoddy, underhanded things just to get basic things in life. Basic things. I mean, how many of you guys have gone pro on Canva because you wanted to be able to remove background, when I have just advised you now that you don't have to go pro? Just get Hypic, download it off the Google Play Store or on Apple Store, and remove your background on there, and then take it to Canva and you're set. So you have all the pro benefits of Canva without it looking like you got the pro benefits. Y'all don't know that. Why? Because you don't have the source of information, of infinite information that is from the sky. The Lord has led me in these paths. He has been the one to establish my paths, to make them straight, that I might find free applications having nothing to my name, that I might have such a high quality ministry, high quality content, that it looks as if though I am investing some serious money in getting stuff done. God did that for me. Single-handedly, he has led me in the paths everlasting to get what I need done with 0 rand to my name. Why under heaven aren't you walking away from people who are on some, you scratch my back, I scratch yours, like proper? Ain't nobody need to be scratching no backs in Christ. The Lord is the one that does all the work for you. He just makes your paths straight if you commit your ways to Him. Just give your lives to Christ. It's just so much easier, and there's a lot less sacrifice of oneself in order to get ahead in life. I hope you've been edified. I'm signing out in Christ's name, Cran K. Bye.